Hello, welcome to the Critical Cinema Club. I'm Sean,
I'm Colin.
and we're here today to do a follow-up video on a Batman video I did a couple of weeks ago. Batman Begins. I picked out some scenes that I thought were some logic fails, put up a video, and got some great comments. We did invite them, and they came, and there were some interesting ones, wasn't there, Colin? And we thought we'd do a quick follow-up. And to be fair, I think some of them warrant some discussion, and let's do it. So, what I'll go back and say quickly, sorry, everybody, is I was talking about one scene in particular where a woman introduces Bruce Wayne to who she believes is Ra's al Ghul. And there's a really awkward moment where Bruce says things like, "I thought you were dead, I watched you die." And she just sort of walks off. And I always thought that was a bit weird.
Bruce, there's somebody here you simply must meet. Now, am I pronouncing this right? Mr. Ra's al Ghul?
You're not Ra's al Ghul. I watched him die.
Are his methods supernatural?
So the one that was interesting, I thought, first of all, was a point I'd not even considered. So I'm going to start at the very beginning, which is a commenter called Tanner6184. Their comment was, "I think it's indicated by subtle clues that the woman isn't just an innocent bystander and is somehow an ally, accomplice with Ra's and the League of Shadows." So this person's leapt to the film's defense and has indicated that they believe through subtle clues she's actually working with the League of Shadows. What do you think about that, Colin?
Well, I actually commented on this myself on YouTube.
Yes, I did notice that, yeah.
And that wasn't me trying to have a go at Tanner6184. That was just my own opinion. Is I think that's a bit of a stretch because there's no reason to believe that she is working with them. I mean, but the only thing that kind of gets me with that is Ducart, who's Ra's al Ghul, kind of criticizes Bruce Wayne for the theatrics of being Batman, and how he took his advice far too literal, and then doing it that way would be him doing the same thing. So
yeah, he'd be undermining his own point, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I just think that is, for me, I mean, it's good that viewers kind of fill the gaps when something doesn't quite make sense. But I think to suggest that it's implied that she's working with them or something is, for me, that's just a little bit of a stretch. And I mean, if this is what this person wants to see him within that, then great. But for me, it was a bit, it just seemed a little bit too much of a get out for the writers.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think it would explain in universe why someone would do that, but I think you're just joining up the dots that you've got available to you. Whereas I'm looking at it more from I think the filmmakers just took a shortcut, and it was a nothing throwaway character. Because I think this suggestion that she's in league with the League of Shadows. Why would she ask how to pronounce his name? Am I pronouncing this right? I think she's genuinely just a shallow, nothing character who's not in league with anybody. She's just there.
Well, the other thing is that her character has very little bearing on the rest of the story. She's just a trope to get from point A to point B. She's there to serve the purpose of this. This is supposed to be Ra's al Ghul, but it's not, and it's kind of rubber stamping that Ra's al Ghul could be anybody, and it's the whole deception thing, which in itself is theatrical. So. I think she's a throwaway character, and the writers just didn't think it was important enough for her to be connected even further than that. It was just like, this is what she needs to do. There's a line. She's gone, and people like us pick up on it.
Well, I mean, it took me it wasn't like the very first time I watched it, I noticed it. It was just on repeated viewings. I thought, hang on, who's this woman? And the more you think about it, the more, well, is it weird that she heard all this and didn't say anything? But I mean, just to follow through this argument, it warrants some merit, because I'd never considered this.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point, to be fair.
It is a good point, but so they hire this woman, right? They're going to jeopardize this whole operation and bring in this extra person, and her job is just to introduce Bruce Wayne to this decoy, just to create this dramatic. It's a bit of a drama queen, if that's true. I think he's trying to create this dramatic moment, and then she's paid off. Is she? I don't know. Very weird. I'm not. I don't have it. I'm not having it for myself.
No, I have to admit it's just a bit of a reach for me. I think, like I said, that if you're trying to kind of fill these gaps in with your own narrative in your mind, that's fine. But to kind of expect other people to do the same, I think it's not quite what other people might be thinking. It never occurred to me. Maybe you and I are just a little bit out of touch. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, just for me personally, I never considered it, because even now I don't believe it's true, and it would never have entered my mind, because on no level do I agree with it.
No, so it's a good point, though.
It is a good point, because I did comment back, and I said, well, what are those clues? I pressed Tanner a bit on it, and they replied back actually and said it's implied she was paid off to ask that. I don't think it was implied, but she gives off a creepy vibe when she doesn't react to Bruce saying he killed Raz, implying that she more than likely wasn't just some random lady at the party. I think that creepy vibe is just the woman just being there, and they didn't know what to do with her. You can't just disappear from the scene.
Maybe she's just a weirdo in real life, that character.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I think the point of being paid off is like, yeah, but where do you get that from? Paid off? I mean, it could be that she's not being paid off and she's part of the League of Shadows, or they have somebody kidnapped and close to her or something like that. I mean, it's being implied that being paid off is it's a bit of a reach. That's what
I mean. If you imagine you've got two possibilities there now: one, that the filmmakers did something weird, and two, she's in league with League of Shadows. I think it's a lot closer to here than it is to here. I think it's a massive leap to say she's in, because if she is in league with them, right, that's a loose thread. Where is she now? Does she get brought to justice? Is she part of this? Do we ever? I don't think you would drop something in like that if you meant it.
No, I agree, and I think there was another comment similar to it as well. So from somebody else, but.
Yes, there was. I'll just find it here, actually. You're assuming she's a normal person. This is, by the way, this Argon Orc TLOD. You're assuming that she's a normal person. I always assumed she was working for Ra's al Ghul. So there's a few people out there who think this. Also, on the train, he threw a bomb behind him after breaking the window. There are definitely some scenes in these movies that don't make sense, though. I still love them regardless. The bit about the bomb is I made a comment about when he's on the train, he seems to throw some things behind him and half the train disappears. And I always just wondered what was going on there. So
his aim's great.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was a batarang. There's someone saying that there was a bomb. I didn't see that, but maybe I'm blind. Who knows?
I mean, these kind of things. I picked that out as a bit of he's chucked that behind and it's gone off at the right moment in the right place to allow him to escape. Again, I just think it's a cool visual. It works for the film. It allows him to be able to escape, and then obviously the train
can flap out in the end.
Yeah, and it's a good visual and stuff. But from a real world perspective thing, it's a bit like someone trying to throw a basketball behind them and getting it in the basket.
Yeah.
First time round, like Sigourney Weaver in Alien Resurrection. It's like, good shot.
But if anyone could do it, it is Batman. So
it is Batman, yeah.
To follow on from that point, then a comment called Melch Vag Quest, I think that is, or Vag Quest. I'm gonna say it's Vag. In regards to Batman blowing out half the train, he threw a batarang at the window first so that a vacuum would be created, then threw a bomb backwards where the separate cars connected at the joint. I'm no physicist, or is that? What do you think about that?
Please refer to my previous comment. Great shot, if that was the case. I mean, well done, Brucey, baby.
Yeah, I'll defer to other people's knowledge. I'm no expert in these things. I just thought it looked funny. I still don't buy it, really, if I'm honest.
No, I don't. But anyway, I mean, again, it's people filling in the gaps. I mean, if you look at it from this perspective, had Bruce have thrown these things and they hadn't worked, and then the whole thing crashed and killed him, it would have been a bit pointless. He had to get out somewhere, and that was just the cool visual for it, I guess. And these things can be explained away because of this, that, and the other. It's like he used the Force There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, no one commented on it yet, but I always wondered why did they have to take it on their train to take it to Wayne Tower? If they'd just set it off at Wayne Tower, they wouldn't have given Batman a chance to stop them. But who knows? But Melch VadgeQuest also commented.
That's a great name.
I hope it's meant to be Badge. That would be great.
I hope his quest for Vadge is successful.
From some of these comments, I think the jury's out. But yeah, so the woman walking away from the conversation is heading in the same direction as the decoy Raz, suggesting that they're working together. So I went back and watched the decoy Raz. That Raz does walk away sort of with her. Maybe that is evidence in that they might be working together, but I still don't think so. I still think it was just a filmmaking, get them out the scene, let's crack on. That's what I thought.
If you look at it from a technicality perspective, cameras are set here. You've got actors here. You can have one actor walking that way and one actor walking that way, but it doesn't really make any difference. So from their perspective, it's just get those actors out of the scene and they just walk off in that direction. So
I mean, do you think fake Raz said to her, "Well done, you really did a great job introducing him, and you even pretend you didn't know how to pronounce my name. That was brilliant."
I know,
yeah, the League of Shadows, we're well on its way now. This is brilliant.
We had him there, didn't we?
Yes. Oh, we got him. We had him going. Did you like the way I turned around? So that
I
had to do this dramatic return.
Yeah, it was a good. Do you know what? It was a good video. I like the fact that you were wearing the jacket I bought you for my wedding.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice you were wearing it until you told me.
No, I mean, in my mind, when I visualized how that video would look, I thought it would be seamless and I would be like in the scene. And it looked goofy. I need to work on that a little bit.
More like seamless.
Yes, very much. So my favourite comment, this isn't the last one, by the way, but my favourite one came from Anthony Cameron Jira 8471. This is in response to my comment about the microwave emitter. Surely it would kill the people as well because we're mostly water.
That triggered me, I have to admit, and I nearly commented back.
Well, Anthony says, humans are not actually made of water. Our bodies contain water, but we are not actually water.
That's where I think you're probably a bit wrong here, Anthony Cameron.
Ajira.
Yeah. Actually, we're made up of 60% water on average, meaning that if there was no water in our bodies, we cannot exist. We cannot exist without water. So if that microwave emitter vaporizes water, it should be able to vaporize water in our bodies, meaning that it will kill us. So
you won't walk that off, would you?
So technically speaking, we are made up of 60% water. I actually went back and researched this today because, I'm off work at the moment, so I've got nothing better to do with my time other than looking after a 2-year-old.
Well, we take your comments very seriously, everybody. So
we do
research after the fact.
Yeah, I didn't want to just say I disagreed with that one because it did make me think a little bit, and I thought, well, hang on, we are made up of water. So 60% on average, the average human being is made up of water.
Yeah, I mean, the only argument I could buy, I'm surprised no one said it really, is if the microwave emitter was designed just to go underground and not come above. But I don't know how that would work. I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, surely microwaves just ping around all over the place, but I thought it was a bit of an oversight. The whole thing's weird. Really,
MacGuffin. It's just a tool to be used to allow Bruce Wayne to fight or Batman to fight the League of Shadows, and it's their weapon. It's their way of doing it. It doesn't really matter to the overall story. It's something to be put in at the end for an exciting action sequence. They could have done it with a nuclear bomb. What they could have done is they could have had a nuclear bomb in the back of a lorry and just driven it around for 3 months.
Oh well, let's do another video on that because I've got. As much as I love The Dark Knight Rises, there are a lot of problems. Like, for instance, I will bring this up when I do that video, but in the beginning of that film, they've got Bane and 2 of his henchmen in masks, don't they? And they're on the floor.
Yeah.
And the CIA agent, he takes them on the plane without even looking to see who they are. and then the whole part of the plan was Bane would be unveiled during this plane ride. What would have happened if he'd have just looked at them there and then when they got the guns on him? Was that all part of the plan as well? I don't know. But this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of logic holes where people have to act in a certain way for the story to progress as the filmmakers want. So the CIA agent in that instance would have to take Bane on the plane without checking to see who he is first for that scene to happen. Otherwise, it would have all. I mean, the Dark Knight Rises would have been over in 45 seconds. Otherwise,
yeah, it would have died the same way Talia al Ghul died, like this.
Yeah.
Well,
like our synchronized dying.
And the Oscar goes to
no Oscar.
You and me.
No danger of an Oscar there. So I mean, it's just funny. I mean, when we make these videos and we talk about these things, I absolutely love them. I love these films to death. They're great.
Yeah.
But there are little pick at there, and I can't help it.
Hey folks, I'm just going to cut in at this point with some comments that came in after we recorded this video. I thought they were worth mentioning, so I'm just going to squeeze them in here now. So, Sequentially Compact, I think I'm saying that right. They say, I think you are a bit behind on the shouldn't the microwave emitter vaporize the people question. It's been argued a lot, not that missing the whole argument is a cardinal sin or anything, but it was pretty well put to rest a while back on the movie sites. The emitter is basically a large maser array, a technology that has existed since 1954, and it aims the light in a beam, not an AOE. This is why it has to follow the pipe from above, as it's targeting the water in the ceramic utility pipe. This person sounds like they know a lot more about this than I do. I am going to bow down to what appears to be their superior knowledge, and maybe I was wrong about that one after all. So, pretty good comment. They do go on to say, the question of the woman is a bit less discussed, but the fact that the League of Shadows has infiltrated high society is well established. So I think it's a pretty easy leap that she is in on the impending operation, but it's still a fair question. So I think, like I said to this person in my reply, I can see that a lot of people are on that side of the fence, and I'm willing to concede that perhaps I'm incorrect, but I still believe in heart of hearts that that is not the case. I believe it's a throwaway character they didn't know what to do with, but I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. Who knows? Not me anyway. There's another comment here from 2032 Jones. They say, if you go and watch the scene about the cows again, Alfred said the first shipment were defective, but the next one will be up to par. The one he wears when he headbutts Falcone was more than likely came from the shipment that was not defective. I'm not disputing that Alfred said that, and I'm aware of that going into making that video. My argument was, after Alfred says that, he says, so for something along the lines of, for the time being, I'd recommend you don't land on your head. Maybe it was a joke and they did get the cowl fixed in time, but to me that sort of indicated that he would be wearing the cowl as Batman, and seeing as this is his first night as Batman, that I took that to mean he would be wearing the brittle cowl, but who knows. They then go on to say, as far as the old lady at the party, some people follow the mind my own business school of thought. If I'm around a group of creepy weird rich guys talking about death and secret identities, I'm doing exactly what she did, walking away and minding my business. Maybe the best explanation yet. It could well be. Again, I still don't subscribe to any in-world explanation, because I think it's a bit of a shortcut, but as far as explanations go, I like it. Why not? Anyway, back to the video.
So I'm going to come on now to the last comment thread, and I will die on this hill. I'm not happy with this. So this is in response to my comment regarding Alfred says the cowl's really brittle. What a shame. We'll get strong ones next time, but in the meantime, don't land on your head, which to me means you are going to be using this for the foreseeable future until we get more through from China or wherever. So when Batman headbutts, is it Falcone?
Yeah.
Yeah. it don't break, and it just made me think. Well, they probably didn't mean for me to link that scene with that scene, but I did, and
It's the
I
first
thought,
time he wears the cowl.
It is. So to me, that indicates that is the same brittle cowl. So either address it and say they somehow strengthened it, they got new ones, or don't mention the brittleness at all. But I think the left hand didn't know what the right hand were doing in the film in that regard, because I can't help but link those two scenes together. And so the comment this is leading up to, this was from Joko2036, who said the cowl was brittle because of a manufacturing issue, which, yes, has been established.
Yeah, it says that, yeah.
Yeah. Alfred says their next order would work better. Yes, I mean, it really, I'm not having a go, Joko. We know that. They say that in the scene. I'm saying that next order hasn't arrived yet. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had to have said, don't land on your head for now. So if it's his very first outing as Batman, that means he had to have worn that cowl. That was brittle. So when he does the headbutt, it's just smashed to pieces. Can you imagine? If it's that's awkward. You're Bruce Wayne.
Just imagine though that it was delivered by Amazon and there was nobody in, so we tried to chuck the box over a fence and all of the cows just smashed. Or the next batch were left on the doorstep and someone's kind of come up and thought, "Oh, I love that," and they've nicked it. That'd have been bad.
Yeah, that would have been bad. I don't know if that would have happened at Wayne Manor, but it's possible. But that was probably my biggest logic fail of the whole film. So the woman thing is just weird because people acting weird in the film. But for me, there's no getting around this logic hole of the brittle cowl.
No, I have to agree with that one. But yeah, I think that one again, bit of a stretch.
Yeah. So I would love to get in touch with the script writer. I just want to put these questions to him just to settle some internet debates. But to be fair, Joko, they got 3 likes on that comment, which is low stakes on this channel at the moment, obviously. But that means it's good for us. But obviously, people they sort of subscribe to that interpretation.
Yeah, people agree with that. People are like-minded and have that same opinion, which is fine. It's just, unfortunately, your opinion's wrong.
I'm going to say, I think,
I'm only joking.
You and me, how we look at films, and we are the Critical Cinema Club. Remember, everyone, we criticise in a friendly way. Hopefully, it comes across. But this is what, if you were in your mind making the film work so that it didn't break, your mind would have to do the gymnastics to say he got the strengthened cowl before he went on the outing. But I'm not looking at it like that. I'm watching the film as a product, and I'm saying there's a hole there. So I'm not looking for any in-universe explanations that are a stretch, which I believe a couple of these comments are.
Yeah. I mean, we could go into other videos and look at comments elsewhere. Like, I've had quite a few comments on my Star Trek reviews. But there is one comment I do want to address whilst I get the opportunity, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
and that was on my Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country review. And Jeffrey 2002, you didn't like the music in Star Trek 4. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, Jeffrey, there's an awful lot wrong with me. And that's all I'm going to say. So thank you very much for pointing out my inability to listen to music. I mean, if people like that score from Star Trek 4, then fair enough. I just don't think it's a very good score for Star Trek. It might be a decent score overall, but it's not a Star Trek score, in my opinion. But Jeffrey 2002, yes, there is something wrong with me.
I can't tell you what it is. An hour, so we can't list them all. But no. I mean, what I did enjoy about, and I hope this video comes across in the right way. We do enjoy the comments. It'd be really boring if people agreed with us. We won't be making a follow-up video for sure. But at least some of these are constructive, and we're trying to work together to find the answers. That was just a unhelpful comment to you, really. No,
it wasn't really. I quite like that.
Explain yourself, Jeffrey.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. And then we
I
can
just responded with 3 smiley faces laughing. So I actually found the comment quite funny, and I appreciated the comment, to be fair. So I took the comment as jest. And that's
good.
what
Well,
I sent back. So thank you, Jeffrey. That was a good comment.
Yeah, I mean it's all in the tone, isn't it? Because he could say, what the hell's wrong with you? Or,
Yeah.
what the hell is wrong with you? You know?
But another comment that on the Star Trek 6 review that seems to have disappeared for some reason was somebody criticizing the looped music in the background. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube videos in terms of movie reviews, and there's a lot of them have looped music in the background. Now, what I will say is that song that I play in the background of that song, the audio was probably a little bit higher for the music there, so it was probably a little bit more prominent than it has been on previous ones. But it's actually, it's not just a little thing that's just, a couple of seconds and then it's looped. It's actually a 4-minute song that's played over and over again. And it just, may sound like that. But my advice is that if it's maddening for 20 minutes, just turn it off after a few minutes if it's getting on your nerves. I'm not going to be offended. We still get the click. We still get the view. So if it annoys you that much, see you later.
Well, on that note, there is a comment I skipped over, but it is sort of in line with that. So this is from Ben Cook, NT2IM. I don't know what some of these things mean. But Ben said, for every single point in this, in brackets, up to 3 minutes 19 when I stopped watching. I mean, I don't even know why you would mention that anyway. But
only a 5-minute video.
That's what Jeffrey should have, or the other guy should have said to you if they didn't like it. Should have just switched off and told you exactly when they stopped. So I don't know if this is a comment or against my video at all. It's baffled me, but he goes on to say there is a clearly logical part in the opposition to my points. This is made more funny by the fact that at these highlighted points in the plot, there are often some details which are actually illogical, which is missed altogether. So we've both been over this comment, and the only thing I can say is maybe the Riddler did make his way into the Nolanverse after all, because I can't make head to tail of this comment.
Is he saying that there are some illogical bits and bobs within these scenes, but we've not noticed those, and we've picked out something that doesn't matter? Is that what he's?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, elaborate, please.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah,
Ben Cook. We'd love for you to elaborate on that further, because I have to admit I didn't quite understand the vibe of the comment. Is this a criticism towards us? And if it is, fair enough. I mean, we're the Critical Cinema Club. We've got to expect criticism when we're giving criticism to something else.
Don't dish it if you can't take it.
Exactly. But the fact that you watched up to 3 minutes 19 was quite a specific point to stop watching when it was only a 5-minute video. You carry on a little bit.
So that's good.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. We're not like top YouTubers, are we? We're not Critical Drinker or Red Letter Media. We are two lads who live our own lives doing this purely out of the love for film and media, and it's a forum for us to kind of get our opinions across. And the benefit of having the comment section is it gives other people the forum to comment on us. So, we will only get better at what we're doing if people carry on commenting. So thank you very much for all of it.
Brilliant, thank you. But Ben, what you missed after 3 minutes 19 is I actually went on to explain every part of your post. You missed it.
Go back and watch it, Ben.
I mean, can you imagine how silly you'd look if you didn't watch the last 2 minutes and it just explained everything? I mean, it doesn't, but you didn't know. You didn't know.
It's like I see Empire Strikes Back for the first time, and then like when Luke and Vader are fighting on the bridge, and someone just gets up and leaves and think, I can't be doing all this lightsaber stuff, and then missing that massive point right at the end of the film, that big cliffhanger. How stupid would you be?
Or if you went and watched The Mist and then left 5 minutes early and said, "Oh wow, we were really good. They all got out and everyone lived happily ever after."
Or if you went to see Captain Marvel and stayed for the entire movie, how stupid would you be?
Well, I did that for both movies, actually.
Case in point right there.
Well, to be fair, I have got a young daughter who looks up to Captain Marvel, so it wouldn't be very good if I...
Yeah, it would be a very good role model. And I did watch the whole of the first film. I just didn't make it through the first 20 minutes of the second one. But
I think the second one is better than people give it credit for. It's better than some other films we've seen from the MCU lately. So
it's not a high bar, though. It's it. I mean, the MCU. We're kind of got off on a tandem here. The MCU's not really been in a good position for the last year or so. So it's hopefully.
Well, I think we're on course for a bit of a soft reboot. I think this summer. I think after Multiverse kicks in big time with Deadpool,
yeah,
X-Men, Fantastic Four. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So yeah, they've been the comments, and genuinely, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to comment, and I hope you don't mind us, poking a bit of fun back and having a quick chat about them. Please comment on this video if you've got, further comments. I'd love to hear back from those same people. Comment back, tell us what you think, and who knows, maybe this video will go on forever and ever and ever, and we'll just keep talking over the
We'll just keep doing more.
Yeah.
I hope someone comments on my lack of models and stuff in the background. When I say lack of models, I don't mean like Playboy models. I meant just, geekiness. Because look at the behind Sean there. That's impressive. That is impressive. Right. And you might learn more about all these very soon if you keep an eye on the channel.
Oh yeah, definitely branching out into some of that. So I hope people enjoyed that. We're looking at a bit of Lego, looking at some figures that are movie related for the most part, and we're going to keep making videos like this, I think. So I've really enjoyed having a chat with you about it. And I could say if I know Ben won't have made it this far. He'll have quit after 3 minutes 19 seconds. But Ben, if you managed to make it this far, thanks for your comment, and to everyone else as well. And we'll hopefully see you on the next one, and I hope to hear from you all.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. And if you do have any comments, by all means, just fire away. We're big boys now. We can take it. Give us your best. Come on.
And we'll make another video about it. Who knows?
We'll just keep going around in circles.
Yeah, forever and ever and ever, talking about the same scene over and over. We should get the woman on this show.
Yeah.
To discuss her
and the fake Raz.
And the fake Raz as well.
With his fake beard. It looked like a fake beard.
What do you think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it looked like it was cosplaying. It looked like it was on a student night out, cosplaying as Rob.
Yeah, it could have been. But that's the end of the video, folks. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you soon, guys. See you later. Thank you.
Thank you very much.